I was gonna get some wine, y'all, and drink with y'all, but me and my boyfriend are doing a video on his channel, and we're gonna be doing a question and answer drink or dare, whatever. We're gonna be doing that on his channel, so I didn't want to get lit too much because I don't know like how crazy we're about to get. So I'm gonna let y'all come into the chat and play some music right quick. And this lighting, y'all, I got this lighting like on key right now. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm using to go live on, but I have like a new setup. Hey y'all, hey, come on and join in. I'm trying to get some more people in before I get started, because y'all be telling me y'all jumping in and y'all don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna go to my Instagram right quick, because I'm gonna answer some inbox on live. Let me go to my messages, because y'all been talking about these rebound relationships for a while now. Ooh, y'all be sending me some long messages, and it's just like, it's so, woo, it's so long. Have you ever did rice water? No, I want to try that though. I've never done rice water. When I went natural, there's a story behind how I went natural, y'all. It was after like a really traumatic dealing with somebody, and I was like, you know what, F this. Like, I want to be fully me. Who messaged me? Somebody messaged me about a rebound relationship. Dang, I really need to check my inbox. All right, I'm letting y'all get in here. Okay, I'm about to go. And if you catch this live later, just skip. Because sometimes if I can't answer y'all directly on Messenger, I'll like make a video about it. I love this song. I'm feeling this lighting. How y'all doing? It's Friday. Yeah, I can't dance. I'm feeling this lighting. All right, I'm going to answer these questions. So go ahead. If y'all have questions about rebound relationships, how to recover, if you've been a rebound, if your ex is rebounding, go ahead and drop that down in the comments. I already see somebody already asked a question. Definitely going to go over that. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right. Hey guys, I hope I'm centered. I feel like I'm not centered, but we'll just make it work. Okay, so we're going to be talking about rebound relationships. A lot of you guys have, messaged me about either being a rebound. I actually did a one-on-one session with a young lady who found herself being a rebound, and I don't think she realized she was a rebound until after the relationship ended. I could have told her some of the warning signs to avoid being a rebound with this guy, but she didn't see them at first, so it was kind of hard for her to detect that. Also, a lot of you guys exes are rebounding and it hurts, right? And you're like, no, like, we just broke up and he's with somebody literally less than a month, like, and we've been together for years. How could he do that? How could he or she jump into a relationship with somebody else like a month after? Like, did it not mean anything to you? Like, what we had, did it not mean anything to you? Like, why would you do that? Like, did you not need time to heal? You're just gonna jump into a relationship and be happy with somebody else? Like, also how to just avoid being a rebound and the signs. I did a video dedicated to it, but I'm just going to go over the whole stages of rebounding. And ladies, we don't want to address what we do too, but we rebound. We rebound in relationships as well, and we don't realize it. We call it, oh, this man healed me from the other broken men, when really we're just rebounding with this person. And there's different levels of rebound. There's rebounding of just entertaining someone because you're bored, and then there's jumping into a full-blown relationship to avoid the hurt. And I call those very, very passionate relationships, because you're taking all the things that you didn't heal from your previous relationship, and you're throwing it into a new one on top of the other toxic things that probably comes along with that relationship. So let's get into it. What is a rebound relationship, for one? A rebound relationship could vary. It could mean somebody can break up with somebody or just got through dealing with somebody for a very long time. And then they're not quite over the relationship. I think a lot of you guys confuse a person being done with you and ready to move on. And some people, and this is really going to be hard to swallow, but some people, before the breakup happens, are already pretty much checked out of the relationship. And a lot of people don't like to admit that. I know for me, like, I've been in relationships. I was in a relationship where I was checked out before the relationship ended, and I found myself talking to a guy like the next week because I was so ready to like be free, and it felt like I was free from that person, free from the drama, free from the arguments, free from the toxic things that this relationship, how it made me feel. So I was ready to go out, and I didn't jump into a relationship, but I did jump into entertaining somebody. And I didn't give myself time to heal from the self-esteem issues this person gave me, the insecurity this relationship left me with, and I ended up pouring into something else and found myself very devastated when that ended. And it felt like the rebound hurt more, and it was more passionate, because I didn't deal with my issues from my previous relationship. A rebound relationship can very much vary. Some people, you can find, like, if a guy ends up breaking up with you, but you have to be realistic with yourself. Was this a breakup out of nowhere, or was this a breakup where you guys were arguing all the time? The arguments got physical, or it's gotten to the point where you said some things where it can't go back, like it can't be repaired, and you guys are like no longer happy, and this person is not happy, and they step out the relationship, and it seems like to you that they moved on really quickly, when really that person probably was trying to leave the relationship months or weeks before it really actually ended. So you have to really analyze and assess how the breakup really happened. And this is a reflection time. And that's why it's so important to reflect on what went wrong in the relationship. Not try to fix it or rekindle it, because it was a reason why you guys were fighting and arguing so much. And especially if it got physical, either party, that person probably very well was just ready to move on, and they just so happened to run into somebody else. Can rebound relationships work? Yes, some of them do work. Some people, you hear women all the time, I was in a toxic relationship and I wasn't looking for a relationship, and I ran into a guy and he ended up being my husband. We love those stories, right? But then we don't like being the person on the opposite end when the guy ends up leaving the relationship and finding someone else and having happily ever after, which has happened to me. And let me tell you, it sucked. Like, it was like it's like I was ready for that relationship to end, but once I saw him jump into, and I knew it wasn't going to work, but once I saw him jump into a happy looking healthy relationship, I was devastated. And he went on to have a kid and get married to this person, and I was just like, it made me feel like I was not enough. It made me feel like, something was wrong with me, and it was like, what did she have that I didn't? And that's when you get into that comparison thing, and which is like an illusion as well within itself. So let's go ahead and address, like, if your ex rebounded. Um, and it's like been a short period of time. I think that was a question that someone um asked in here. It was ha ha ha. That's funny. My ex jumped into a relationship a month after we broke up. Will he regret it? Um it depends how long you guys were together. There's no doubt that he probably talks about you to his new girlfriend, and that's also a warning sign. How you know you're being rebounded is that you talk to a guy and you find out he just recently got out of a long-term relationship or a divorce or something like that. And this is why it's so important to ask these questions, like when was your last relationship, how long ago it was, how long did it last. I think those things are important in the beginning of talking to someone, because you'll get a feel of like if that person is just like rebounding you. And if they're like, oh, I've been out of a relationship for like a couple of weeks, that is a red flag, because then they're gonna have any guy that I've ever talked to that jumped out of a relationship weeks after a breakup, and they most likely keep talking about their ex. Like, they'll talk about their ex with you. They'll talk about her and how horrible she is and how it's her fault and why the relationship ended because of her. And he literally takes zero accountability of like why the relationship ended on his part. And it's all her, and she's this and she's that and she's this and she's that. That is definitely a warning sign that he is bringing up his ex. Any man who continue to bring up his ex and how much of a horrible person she was, is a man that is unhealed, is a man that is still thinking about her, is a man that is possibly trying to distract himself and find reason. Even if you're a healthy person and being in a healthy relationship with you, they're not necessarily healthy because they never got to reflect and focus on themselves before even meeting you. It's like they just jump to distract themselves, and I call those serial daters. I've known people who jump from relationship to relationship to relationship, and then every one of those relationship ends is like worse and worse and worse, because you're bringing a lot of that trauma from your previous relationships into the to the new one, into the new one, into the new one, into the new one. So then you find yourself like dealing with a lot of pain that maybe not necessarily belong to the last person you broke up with. Like, that pain does not belong in that relationship. That pain did not come from that particular relationship, but probably like three other relationships you never got to deal with. And that's why it's so important after a breakup to focus on yourself, to self reflect, and to, reflect on how the relationship ended and how you feel, and heal and take time for yourself. But somebody who automatically jump into a serious relationship, like literally like they're asking to be your girlfriend within like a week or two, or your boyfriend within like a week or two, or something like that, like that is a sign that they are rebounding and that they don't want to be single, they don't want to be alone, you know. So does your ex regret being with this new person? I don't think that they necessarily regret. I think they're just, also, if they're a narcissist, they're trying to show the world that they weren't the problem and that you were, because they can get into a relationship and find happiness and you're not. So it wasn't them. Or they try to convince themselves that it wasn't them. Or they try to distract themselves. So does he still think about you? Of course. Like, the breakup is just so fresh. Like, you're not going to just forget about your ex because somebody else is there. Like, that is just, I know that for a fact because I've done it. I remember getting out of a situation, and within 3 months, I met, a guy, and we end up talking. And I told him, like, I'm not ready to date. I'm just, we start off as friends. But then I found myself being distracted and not thinking about the other guy that I was with. And I was so in pain about it. And I was like, you know what? I think this is a good distraction. Like, I wasn't really feeling him as much in the beginning because I was so like distracted by, this new guy, and when I tell you that relationship started off so nice, because I was just like, wow, I'm happy. And I was like crying at times, like, thank you. And I was telling him that, like, thank you, because I thought that I could heal through him. And when that guy ended up cheating on me, I reacted in a way that I've never reacted before. I mean, things got, I'm so embarrassed to say, but things did get physical. because I was so distraught over what he did. But a lot of that anger and pain, although he cheated and I had every reason to be upset with him, but the way I reacted, that pain was like times 20, because I had pain from the other guy, and then I jumped into this relationship, and then I brought that baggage in, and then when he caused pain, it was like an ignite, it was an explosion for me. And he was terrified because I reacted in a way where I was like, it I'm not trying to embarrass myself, so I'm not gonna say how I reacted, but let's just say a girl was throwing some hands. I was so mad. I was like, "Oh, you got me messed up," because I was in so much pain. And I wish and I learned then, I regret that to this day, because it was just so, my reaction was like, it was so bad. It was so bad. It was not in my character. But when you've been through so much trauma and pain, you start to act out your character, so just be just be aware that that pain would amplify even more if that new person hurts you. Now, how do you tell if you're a rebound? Like I said, if this person jumps into it and it seems like they're rushing, but it doesn't feel natural. Like, some people can get into a relationship and they can get together and be together and everything's just going with the flow and it's just going so smoothly and it's going fast, but it doesn't feel forced. Now, women, it's going to be hard for us to tell this because we get swept off our feet so easily at times. We're like, oh my God, he's doing all these things but just make sure that it's not him trying to distract himself. Like, for example, I talked to a guy and he made it seem like he was divorced a long time ago. And he's like, yeah, like my baby mom, like she's with this new guy. And, what did he say? He was just like, yeah, she's with this new man. And like she moved in with him with my kids. I'm so angry. It was this big fight that happened and went down. And he was talking about it as if it was like a year ago or so, which is like, reasonably so. They've been together for years. They were married and they had 2 kids. So I'm like, a year is enough time for him to kind of like get his rebound stage out the way and maybe take a chance on something serious. Boy, was I misled, because once I really got into it, I said, well, when was you guys divorce? And mind you, when I talked to him right off, like the first day, this guy, the first day, he was like blowing up my phone, calling me. We're on the phone all night talking. It was just like, like it was like no breathing space. It was like he was already acting like I was his girlfriend. And I was like, okay, like, I'm not used to that. But I took it as like, oh, wow, he's really interested. You just have to really be aware to like decipher, like, I don't even know if I'm using the right word for that, but you have to be really aware to like tell apart like what's right and what doesn't feel right and what feels rushed and why is he acting like this. So as I got to know him more, he ended up telling me like, oh, well, I got this divorce. And I'm like, well, when was it? It was only like, we started talking in January. He got a divorce in August, September. I was like, what the hell? Like, this is like so, like, it. And then and then he said the fight that went down, the last time they slept with each other was in December. I'm like, that was only a month ago. Like, that was only a month ago. Like, what the heck? You're still like not over her. And I kept telling him, I don't think you're over her. And boy, when I kept telling him that, he blew up on me so bad. He blew up on me so bad. I was like, I'm not playing these games with you. I feel like you're not over your ex. You're always calling me, complaining about her. You're always, every time she calls you. And then he had the nerve to bring her up and say, yeah, she was watching my story and she said this. And I was like, I thought you guys don't even follow each other. And he was like, no. And then he's all like showing me pictures and like, and it wasn't even on like, on the like, like me getting to know him, it was like on some like him like trying to bash her and like say all these nasty things about her. And he showed up to her family's, I think her grandfather died, and he showed up uninvited because she told him he's not allowed to come because he felt like he was married to her. He's gonna come anyway. And he shows up to her family's funeral uninvited and end up crashing into her new man's car by accident. And just he was just doing like petty things to her, and he would come to me and vent about it. And I had this older woman tell me, Brittany, make sure you do not become this man's crutch. And this is where us ladies feel like, you know, we get into these rebound relationships and we think that this guy is venting, right? We think that he's opening up to us and, you know, sharing his feelings. No, he's trying to seek therapy through you. And then once he's good, he's probably going to drop you. Because a man that uses you as a crutch is most likely going to use you to counsel him through his healing and then leave. You ever met a guy where he was kind of like broken about something and you were there for him as a friend, and you even looked at him like, we're friends, we talk about this and we talk about that, and then one day when he's better, he ended up finding somebody else and dumping you? That's what happened to me. Like, I was there to be a listening ear to all his BS, and you know, I think with me that I didn't entertain his shenanigans with her. I would tell him when he's wrong, and he only wanted me to hear him tell him that he's right and that he's just like this perfect guy. And I felt played because we ended and he jumped into another relationship with somebody else. Hey, Justin Bieber. Even though that's not Justin Bieber, but that's funny. I was about to say, Justin, what you doing in here? You're married. You're married. But yeah. So I would say that that's like, for me, I rebounded and I was the rebound. And it's hard to believe, but I'm the real one. I doubt he would use that photo though. That's like Justin from like 2005 or to whenever he came out. Like, I doubt it, but that's funny. That's, sorry guys, that just caught my eye because that was funny. Okay, here. One of my followers, see if that's really Justin Bieber. Like, my followers will let me know. I doubt he'll be in my little old life, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. Justin came a long way. He's married to a beautiful woman after being in his relationship with Selena, which was crazy. But yeah, okay, so let's see. I'm trying to answer some of y'all questions. Hi Naya. Hey guys. What boundaries and expectations should you set going into a rebound relationship? Now, if you do find yourself getting into a rebound relationship and you want it to work, take your time. Take your time and don't be his counselor. You can be a friend and an open ear, but when he starts talking and yapping about his ex-girlfriend, cut that convo and redirect it somewhere else. Let him vent doing something else. Don't let him vent to you about another woman. Because then in his mind, he starts to look at you more like a friend than a partner and a girlfriend that he would want to build with. My boyfriend did not talk to me about none of his exes. If anything, one of his exes like popped up, like, because, you know, crazy. But he's never, like, he doesn't even like to talk about any of his exes. He's just like, the past is the past. I want to move forward. That's how you know when someone's ready to, like, you know. Me, on the other hand, I'm a little different. I like to dig into people's past, which is not healthy. But I like to dig into, I think it's just because of what I do for a living. I just like to investigate and, like, see, like, you know, and I like to make sure, like, I like to ask the right questions to make sure you're not rebounding in this relationship and whatnot. But if it's been a couple of months that time has passed by since that person has broken up with that person, it is okay to talk to that person. It is okay. It is very well possible that months go by. I would say at least 3 months to 4 months go by, especially if they were in a long-term relationship, that you meet them. Take your time Don't be their counselor, don't be their crutch. And when they do start going into talking about an ex-girlfriend, cut the convo and redirect it to something else. So yes, set your boundaries. That is setting your boundaries, as in, I'm not gonna sit here and let you vent about another woman while you're on the phone with me. Not gonna do it, not gonna allow it. We can talk about other things. um a rebound relationship can work. There's plenty of people who get in rebound relationships and they get married. It's not to say that it can't work. You just have to, like I said, set your boundaries and not let them bring their past, and don't let them gaslight you. Some rebound relationships, like I said, they have so much, like, not drama, but so much emotions, where it seems like they get mad at you over the smallest things, and they'll say like, oh, that's what my ex used to do. You got to shut that down right now and say, don't you ever compare me to your ex. What you and your ex had is what y'all had. I'm a totally different person. You need to heal from whatever you need to heal from, and we need to probably take things a little slower here, because if you're going to be comparing me to your ex, that is not fair. I'm not your ex. I'm a totally different person. Maybe it's you seeing your ex inside of me because you haven't healed from whatever that past relationship, you know? And a lot of us need healing. Nobody's going to say, like, you have to be super, completely perfect before jumping into a relationship, because a lot of us are suffering from past traumas from a lot of things, you know? So I'm not going to sit here and say that, but I definitely do think that a rebound relationship can work. But if this is somebody who jumped in like a month after, and rebound relationships, they can go two ways. They can work as long as you set your boundaries and make sure that they're not using you as a counselor, or it will be full of drama, because a lot of the things that they didn't deal with from their previous relationship, they're going to bring it to your relationship. So a lot of things that you do, they're going to be like, well, I don't, and you're like, why are you so mad at me? Why are you so mad at me? What did I do to you? Why is this such a trigger? They're going to have a lot of triggers and drama that you're going to have to deal with. And it's just going to be a roller coaster ride. It's going to be really good. It's going to go up really fast. And then it's going to come crashing down with all of this stuff that you were not prepared to take on, because it's not for you to take on. It's somebody else's problems. It's their problems to take on. And now you're taking it on because you're in this relationship. So that's why you just want to take a rebound relationship slow and not hurry up and jump the gun and be in a relationship with them. Especially, and if this man jumped out of a relationship a month after being with you for years, and he's already posting this girl all over his social media, and he's like saying all this stuff, he's trying to kind of get back at his ex. Not necessarily, he's trying to like make it known, like, you are the problem, not I. This is what I'm with. This is who I'm with, and this is how I could have treated you if you would have acted right. Because that's what this one girl told me. She's like, he basically flowered her up and did all these things. And then he went back to his ex-girlfriend. Because he was trying to prove to his ex-girlfriend that he was the potential and the man that she wanted him to be. Because there's so many women who come to me and say, oh my gosh, I was with this guy and we were together, and then he broke up with me and left me for his ex. The same ex that he used to talk trash about. Yeah, because he was rebounding, and it hurts. And I'm so sorry that you were used to heal somebody for somebody else. Nobody deserves that. And at this point, all you can do is understand that it was not for you. That relationship was not for you, was not meant to be, because what is meant to be will be. What was meant to be will always be, no matter what. You know, if this person was supposed to be in your life, there's nothing or anything someone could do to get in between that relationship. And I'm a firm believer in that, because when we try to hold on to expectations and the outcome of things, we end up hurting ourselves, because we're holding on this outcome that we want so bad, and that may not be for us, and that person may not be for us, even though we think that they did all these things for us and they were so perfect. All they did was teach you is that you deserve to be treated like that. Oh, my ex didn't treat me. And then we get into the danger zone of like, well, my ex treated me better than this guy and I so love him. Look, once I got out of that relationship with the guy, it wasn't really like a real relationship, but he basically rebounded me, and I felt like our communication was on key and he was a really good guy. I then knew that I deserved better. That even though he treated me better and we had a better connection than the previous guy before him, I knew that it was only going to get better from then. And I'm like, wow, if this is how I get treated from this guy, I can't wait until what I meet next. If you have that mindset of surplus, if you have that mindset of abundance, that is what you will receive. I didn't start receiving good treatment of men until I believed that I deserved to be treated that way and I didn't tolerate anything less. That is when I started attracting better and better and better. So, I say this to say that I know that it hurts, and I will do another video about anxiety after a breakup, because anxiety is literally like the devil, because it makes you make bad decisions. Anxiety makes you beg. Anxiety makes you obsess about this person. And I've been there as well. And I would just say that, it gets better with time. I deal with anxiety too. I deal with anxiety, and I'm still learning. And that's why I'm just an advocate on like counseling, and getting into therapy. Therapy is so important because those are things that you may not be able to handle by yourself. And there's nothing that another person can do to help you with that anxiety. And so I'm going to start reading some of these questions. And if I missed anything that you wanted to know about rebounds, let me know. Oh, gosh. Y'all are having a conversation in here. Sorry, y'all. I know this is moving, but I can't wait to show y'all what I'm using, because this is making my skin look so smooth and so glowy. And it's perfect to go live on and do TikToks on as well. Okay, let's go. That mean he was talking to that girl the whole while y'all was together. That could be the case as well, but we don't want to assume, and don't break your own heart by assuming, because even if that was the case, don't even think like that, because you're going to end up hurting your own self unless the truth was in your face, What are some good ways to heal from insecurities you had from your last relationship? Therapy and addressing them head on. Being aware of your insecurities definitely can help you, because when your mind starts wondering and starts popping up crazy stuff in your head that that doesn't make sense, don't act on it so quickly. And also get into self affirmations, positive affirmations, and therapy can definitely help you with that, because some people insecurities are so bad where you need to do a lot of inner work, and that's why therapy comes in and helps you a lot. Hi, can you talk about how to know if a guy you're talking to is still with his baby's mom? Um, um, well, I mean, I'm a mom. I cut off things with my baby dad just because I was not the person that he was back then. I just was like, me walking away from that relationship made him a better man for the person that he's going to be with. How to know? That goes into a lot of things. Sorry, that's my dog, y'all. That goes into a lot of things. Like, how do you know when your boyfriend is talking to his baby mom? I mean, if he's doing, like, you wouldn't want to be that person that's just like, oh, you can't talk to her, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, it depends on, like, how old the child is. Like, if this is a young child, I do not advise any single woman to date a man with a young baby, because he's going to give a lot of his attention to the child and less attention to you. So if they're a little older and like mobile and they don't necessarily need to talk to the mom, I guess it just depends on that situation, because like I said, it depends on the child's age. Like, if this is a young child, they're going to be communicating a lot, and that's why I don't advocate for women to talk to people with like very like babies. Like if he just had a baby and that baby is under like 3, like I don't know, because that baby's still in diapers and they're gonna be doing like a lot of like co-parenting and stuff like that. So I really wouldn't know unless you find evidence, or she's like, they're still taking like family photos together. Then I guess that's a way to know. It just depends because everybody co-parents differently. Um, so it just really depends. But now if he's over her house late at night, talking about he babysitting the baby, that is a warning sign because I don't play that. Like, you're not gonna be in my house late at night just chilling and kicking it back. Like, no, that's disrespectful. That's very, very disrespectful. Um, let's see what's the next question. I'm trying to get to all y'all questions before this live ends. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys are really coming through. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll. I'm trying to answer as much as y'all can because I don't want anybody to, I don't want to miss anybody on here. Oh, yay. Okay. Okay, let's scroll. Sorry, moving the screen. Okay, we dated for 2 years. Yeah, I would say he's rebounding for sure. 2 years, you don't just jump into another relationship. 2 years, like I could see if it was a couple of months, but 2 years, nah. I usually take my time getting to know someone before I get into anything, so I don't usually have these issues. That's good. But yeah, when I do notice that a woman still has some lingering attachments towards the end of her current man, I keep it moving. Oh hell, I'm going through that now. This is Swazi. This dude, what I was seeing, broke up with his baby mama. I'm the rebound, FWB, and now he's in a full blown relationship with the girl he treats like a princess. I'm so sorry about that, but girl, you don't need that drama because you don't need that drama. This sexy lady I met very recently, she still has those attachments. I didn't realize it as bad as it was at the time. Dude is abusive and stuff. She got kids by him. So, yeah, you want to leave that alone. Because if he's abusive, he could be crazy. And you don't want to put yourself in danger and harm's way. How do you approach ending the relationship? How do you approach ending the relationship? I don't know what you mean by that. If you can kind of like give me a little bit um more specific on that. This is why I love this lady here. Aw, thank you. She's always schooling the ladies. Thanks. Yes. Okay, that's the Justin Bieber one. That was funny. Do you think it would be out of place to tell a friend when you think they might be the one? Do you think it would be out of place to tell a friend when they might be the one? I mean, if you and that friend haven't like, I think that probably even if you guys aren't dating right now, if you guys aren't dating or anything and you're just friends and you just randomly throw that on them, I think it's a little lot. But I think giving them hints that you are interested into dating them or talking about relationships or how they see you as a person would definitely help. Now, if you're talking to this friend and you ask them like, how do they see you? And they tell you, I just see you as a friend, then that's kind of like, you don't want to break your own heart and think too much into it. Just kind of like, so it's kind of iffy with those friends, but because I've never, if I'm attracted to you, I'm not going to be a friend. Like I want to talk to you. Like, thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you. Y'all are so sweet. Chris, I'm sorry because I say y'all names so wrong, so I'm a little scared to say y'all names. So Chris Larson, we are all queens and deserve to be treated as such. Exactly. Hello queens. Hey. I aspire to be this well spoken. Oh, thank you. They had a kid with them, especially dropped the kids off. I don't know, like when me and my son's father, we drop our kid off and keep it moving. We don't just be sitting in the house chilling and kicking it and watching movies and doing all this extra stuff. Like that's doing too much. Like then like they still got some feelings up in there if y'all gonna be doing all of that. What's for you will be for you. They were the right They were the right now person. Exactly. Okay. My crush don't like me. Sometimes we have a crush and sometimes we build this person up to be more than what they actually are. Um, you can have a crush on somebody and like them, but you don't really know them. So don't get too caught up on that because there's going to be a lot of crushes. I don't know. It depends. I had a lot of crushes in high school and I was like sad because they didn't notice me or something like that. But it wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to happen. And like I said, what's for you will be for you. And some things you think that you want to experience with a person, and really that's just God trying to save you from whatever that person had going on. Or, my anxiety has been through the roof for almost 3 months since my ex left me. I I keep thinking I won't find a better guy than him. So hard to get out of that mindset. Trust me, I like understand with the anxiety of things. You really have to just. It's only been 3 months. As much as people like to be like, "Oh my God, it's 3 months. That's a long time." That's really not a long time. If you're dealing with that anxiety, like time heals all. I think right now it's just like not even concentrating on like meeting the next person, but finding what makes you happy at first before you just jump into thinking about the next relationship. Um, because when we do that, we tend to think like, oh, if I find somebody better, I'm gonna get over this person. Because you can find somebody better, but if you're not healed and like you're still gonna be dealing with those problems and issues and insecurities. And trust me, I know because I'm not perfect. I'm still learning, still learning, still learning. Um, Even when you find like a really good relationship, like there's just things that you think when you find a new relationship it's going to help you, and it's not. That's why you have to do it yourself. You do it yourself and get into counseling. Are you even happy? I don't know if y'all talking about me. Scared to be a rebound. I'm constantly used to be vented to by people. No wonder I'm socially awkward and cautious of forming new relationships. I'm too compassionate to not be a listener, to not be such a listener. It depends. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, I have a video on how to avoid being a rebound. There are signs. There are signs. And sometimes rebound relationships can work. But if a person has been in a relationship for a couple of years and they jump into a relationship with you, just know that you are most likely a rebound. Yes, Brandon Love. Can I ask you a question? Sure. Do people generally think you give? Who is this? Taylor's when your birthday's month. I believe she might be saying how to tell her friend that they are in a rebound relationship if she believes they are true. Oh, how to tell your friend. Um, Sometimes you just kind of let your friends learn the hard way. I'm learning that too because I'm like a very protective friend. And I find that I end up losing relationships trying to tell my friend things about other men. And so if they don't really ask me, I try not to give them advice about things because women can be very about their man. So, yeah, let's see. I haven't seen my boyfriend since November. He says he's going through some things and he needed time alone. Our communication has reduced and whoa. Okay, wait. I'm confused. You haven't seen your boyfriend since November? You haven't seen your boyfriend since November? I don't know. It seems like y'all are on a break. That don't seem like a boyfriend. That's been like some months now. November? We live in two different cities. Why does he say he needs space? Like, what was going on before then? Now I will try to be careful with my words, but am I wrong? I don't know how to respond or when to reply to a person interested or pursuing. You don't know how to reply. I think you should just be yourself. I think you should just be yourself. I think we're so caught up on being the person that this person may like when it's okay if you're not the person that they don't like. Like if you're talking to somebody and they're like, they're not interested, they don't like your personality, you can't help but to be yourself. Like, don't be anybody else, because at the end of the day, they're going to end up finding out who you truly are anyway. So if somebody's trying to pursue you or talk to you, just talk to them as if they're your friend. Just don't think too much into it. I think we psych ourselves out when we start to date other people. We psych ourselves out and think too much into it. Um, so don't psych yourself out. I think you should just be yourself. Is the best way to be, even if that person doesn't like it, because at least you know that you're authentically being yourself. So I wouldn't think too much into that at all. Just be yourself and act like a friend, and don't have any expectations. That would definitely help. And then the living way, I don't know. I don't really like that you guys are not communicating that much, and that he is basically saying like he's not gonna. I don't know, because long distance, I feel like long distance you need to see each other at least once a month. And I have a friend who is now engaged to her her boyfriend, and they were long distance, and now he's moved to our city, the city that she's in, and they now are living together. And he still travels back and forth and stuff like that, but wouldn't go a month without seeing each other. They would not go a month. So I don't know. That's a little. I would address that and see if he even wants this relationship to continue. And I think that facing the truth would help you much more than avoiding it and trying to prolong it, because you'll find yourself a year in and he has not seen you for a year. And then, that chemistry is not there anymore. So I think you, instead of like dragging it out, address it head on. And, does he even want to be in a relationship, Um, especially if you guys are not talking as much, because that's not a relationship. That's not even a relationship anymore. Um, I've been trying to level up, 21, and all the guys my age either just want to Netflix and chill or just smoke. And I'm so over that, and I'm ready to get wine and dine. I keep running into Dusties. What do I do? Maybe it's the guys I'm picking. It's not the guys you're picking. If they're picking you, it's the guys that you tend to entertain. Like, as soon as a guy gives you low minimum effort of the first time hanging out, and he wants to Netflix and chill, which a lot of 21-year-old men are going to try to do, I think that you should probably date older, maybe like 28 and up, or 25 and up. That's when you will get wine to die. I'm not going to lie, because these 21-year-olds, they're not really just doing that out here. And you also just don't need to entertain them once they kind of give you their, tell them like, oh, I don't do Netflix and chill. And then if there's no effort put forth after that, then drop him. Like, you don't have to invest. There's no investment there. There's no requirement that you have to continue talking to them. I would just drop them and keep it moving, because at this point they're playing games. They're playing games at this point. Yeah. So it's not the guys that you pick; it's the guys that you choose to entertain. So you gotta ask yourself, like, why am I entertaining this person for so long? If they're asking Netflix and chill, like, as soon as you ask me Netflix and chill, and you don't try to do nothing after that, and you keep trying to ask me to chill, you're done. We're done. We're done. We're done talking. Okay, let's see. He lost his job, so he was trying to get hit on his feet. I thought me being around would be good for him, but he said he wanted a long time. Now, it's so hard when men lose their job, because some men fold and some men keep it moving, and and keep their head up, but some people, when they're going through financial issues, and they probably need time to be to themselves. Man, but I also think that if he's folding this quickly over his financial situation, and now treating you as if you don't exist, or like he's not in a relationship, I mean, I would give him his space, but that's way too long. That's way too long. And like I said, I think you just need to address it right then and there. Do you even want to be in a relationship? Because you're not acting like it, and there's only so long I'm gonna be waiting around for you to decide what you want to do, because we barely talk, and we haven't seen each other in like months. And yeah, that's yeah, I would just say that. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I haven't even met my long distance boyfriend yet. It's still a goal, but he can't come over because he's charges from US to Canada. I'm in Canada. I don't want him to give up. These long distance relationships are just, I don't personally, I mean they can work, but long as both parties are willing to make the effort to see each other, or he can pay for you to come out there to the US. I mean, it's different because of COVID too. My ex-wife is with her ex. They are in a relationship now, 4 months now. Dang, ex-wife is with her ex. Taylor, your background plants are awesome. Do you listen to jazz music on YouTube to keep them happy? No, I didn't know you can listen to jazz music, but I probably need to start playing it because my plants in my room, some of them tend to die. So, I'm sorry about your ex-wife. I mean, she's an ex-wife for a reason, and I think that we should less focus on our ex and more so focus on like our future and, building ourselves up, and then being open to meeting somebody better and new. If she want to be with her ex and rebound to her ex, let her rebound to her ex. That's on her. She can rebound because that was her ex for a reason, and she went back to him. So, yikes. The guys that have been asking me to chill have been older, 20s, maybe I need 30 and up. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The older guys would definitely do that because the financial as well. They have the financial ability. I caught my kid's mother in bed with my father. No matter how much I try to forgive, she rubs it in my face, which causes rage inside of me. She always says smart comments, doesn't satisfy me. You have to ask yourself, why are you still holding on to this relationship if this person was caught in bed with somebody else? And especially if she's smeared in your face. She has no respect. She has no respect. Uh, I was dating. I was dating. I don't know. This my person. I feel like I'm gonna hurt her badly. Uh, when it comes to getting back together, is that BS? Oh wait, no. Okay. So thank you for your help. I also want to ask real quick. My ex broke up with me over my anger, yelling. I didn't want to work on it. He told me he still loves me and see what happens in the future. That mean that he was probably at his breaking point. Um, and he probably gave you a lot of chances with it. I really don't know. I think there is a possibility. I think for you, instead of worrying about him and him coming back, actually take what he was saying to you and get help on that. Because if you are angry and yelling all the time, I would focus more on, even if it's not getting back with him, you still wouldn't want that to be something you bring into a new relationship with somebody else and it ends up ending the same way because of those you know, characteristics. Those, I don't want to say characteristics, but those toxic actions that you do. So I would more so focus on, why am I yelling? Why was I angry? And you have to ask yourself, why was I angry? Why was I yelling? What was my reason? You kind of have to get into why why you were yelling, because maybe you were yelling because he wasn't paying attention to you. Maybe you were yelling and angry because he was disrespecting you. You also have to ask yourself why you were doing these things. And because sometimes we think it's us, and although it's our response that we have to take responsibility for, we also have to see why we were so triggered, because they're more so blaming your action, but what was the trigger? What was the trigger? Um, Sex before relationship, yay or nay? No, 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 no. It's no. I say no. Sex before relationship, no. Cause I'm talking to girls now who've been talking to guys for almost a year now, been intimate with them, doing everything that a relationship requires, and the guy's telling her, "I'm not ready for a relationship." And that happens because why buy the cow when you're getting the milk for free? And then scientifically, I remember seeing this like a therapist was saying that men kind of devalue a woman if she have sex with him too soon, and that the not the hormones, but like something in their brain kind of like makes them that love that oxytocin or the love that they have for you. It's harder for them to love you because sex was introduced into the relationship too quickly. It's like it was like a therapist that was talking about it on TikTok, and I remember everybody was like, and it was a lot of men agreeing to it, like, yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. So if I can find that, I swear I can definitely um, play it for you guys and share it on another live or video. But yes, having sex too soon with the man and not in a relationship, no. No, no, no. I don't believe into it. And at first it's like, oh, you can do it. No, don't do it. Don't fall for Hollywood. Don't fall for the trap. If I'm emotionally passive, I'm ready for a relationship, or does that depend on the level of emotion? I'm emotionally passive, I'm ready for a relationship, or does that depend on the level of emotion? I think that if you're ready for a relationship, I would give it a go unless you feel like you have some things to work on for yourself. But we're all working on some things, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with looking for a relationship, especially as a man. Where did you hear this? Because I hear cap, no big cap. A therapist on TikTok. And it was a lot of men in there agreeing to it. So any relationship that anytime I've, known or done something like before then, it just didn't work. So these are my experiences, and I'm just giving y'all my experiences on it and what's worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. And like I said, like you would just want somebody to commit to you. Then, because when sex, like I said, when sex is introduced way too early, it just, yeah. Oh gosh. What is your opinions on friends with benefits? What is your end goal with it? You gotta think about it. What is your end goal? Because if the sex is good and are y'all having sex and like leaving that same night and y'all just like, I think friends with benefits is just a lame ass excuse for people to have the benefit of a relationship but still have the freedom to do what they want to do. I think it's bullshit. And I'll say that straight up. I think it's BS. Friends with benefits, like, oh, I'm your friend, we're kicking it, we're doing all these things that friends do, and we're intimate. That's called a relationship. I'm friends with my man, I'm intimate with my man. So that's the same. Y'all doing the same thing that a person would do in a relationship, but y'all not committed. What is the end goal here? Because somebody's gonna fall for somebody. I mean, have y'all not seen all the movies, Friends with Benefits? Somebody always ends up falling for somebody. You can't just, especially if you find out that they're talking to somebody else, and then when they start getting serious with somebody else and they stop sleeping with you, then you're mad. Then you're mad. Let's see. I got some trolls up in here. I dated a guy and had sex with him 3 days knowing him, and we broke up only because he left the state with family. I don't know. Sometimes it's the rare. It's I would say that you can't count something that statistically it does not work. Yeah, I got a lot of trolls today, which means I need to get out because my man is here anyway. So we're about to go and make some more videos. But I hope you guys enjoyed this live. And if you have any advice for any people about rebound relationships and how to recover from them, or being the rebound, or want to talk about your experience below, go ahead and comment that down below in the comment section. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel as well. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at Brittany Nashay. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm gonna try to go live again. I don't know, I was gonna go live on Sunday. I'll probably post a video instead on Sunday because it's Super Bowl and we will be out and about doing stuff, and I don't like to get on here after drinking and stuff like that. So but yeah, I think that I'm gonna go ahead and end the live already, but hopefully this video has helped you. Like I said, I guess, you know, when you grow, the haters come in, because I ain't never had no trolls come into my life. But hey, y'all, hey. But yeah, but it's more love than hate. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. If you want to do the 3-month rule, that is I think that's a good idea. Just don't tell him that you're doing the 3-month rule. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. And if you have any other questions or any video ideas, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Like I said, at Brittany Nashay, BrittanyNashaye. And I will put that down on my list for videos to do. So you guys have a lovely Friday night. Like and share. And like I said, if you ain't subscribing, what are you doing? Okay, guys, so look forward to more content. And like I said, with this ring light that I'm using, and it's got my face glowing and looking so... like, it looks really good. Like, compared to my other ring light, this looks really good. And I'm gonna just go ahead and like make a video about it. So okay, guys, all right, y'all have a good one. Bye.